to the NCAA FCS Football Championship Selection Special.
And give credit to James Madison. The Dukes survived a rugged Colonial Athletic Association. Could they be one of the 8 national seeds? In the 5 seed, the nation met James Madison when they hosted game day this year.
Yeah, the Dukes, this was one of the more interesting seedings. They had to get in using defense and special teams in this previous week to win out and finish this season. One of their losses was to a team that is seated a little bit below them.
And there are the Dukes watching the selection show live in Harrisonburg, Virginia. What surprised you with the 8 national seeds, Jay?
Well, I think we talked about the fact that James Madison, a little bit high. Normally if you have that injury there to a star player like Vlad Lee, you don't expect to see them get a number 5 seed overall. That's a little bit high for me. Many people thought the CAA was down a little bit as a conference. Now they've got 2 teams that are seeding the top 8. It's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out.
All right, let's continue to unveil the brackets as we head further down. James Madison will take on the winner of New Hampshire and Colgate. New Hampshire, one of the last 4 teams in. They're out of the Colonial. Colgate, the Patriot League champion. All right, so this is what the left side of the bracket looks like. If there's all chalk, you'd have Jacksonville State and McNeese State, the 1 and the 4, moving all the way ahead. Charleston Southern, James Madison, the other seeded teams in the left side of the bracket. Let's move further down in the bracket. The last quadrant, William and Mary. First playoff appearance since 2010. The Tribe will be home in round 1. There's the scene in Williamsburg. Let's move further down in the bracket. William and Mary will take on Duquesne. It's the Dukes' first FCS playoff appearance. William and Mary, again, will host that game 3:30 Eastern Saturday on ESPN 3.
And there you have it.
That felt regal when game day was over in Harrisonburg for James Madison. Some notes from the FCS playoffs, the Colonial with 4 teams in. That includes James Madison, also Richmond, William and Mary, and New Hampshire. Villanova, by the way, in 2009, the last team from the Colonial to win it all. The quarters will be on ESPN2 and ESPN December 11th and December 12th. The semifinals, one will be on ESPN2, 8 Eastern. That'll be a Friday night. The other, a Saturday on ESPNU. In the national championship game in Frisco, Texas, noon Eastern, January 9th on ESPN2. William and Mary, the Tribe, 8-3, co-champions in the Colonial, making their first FCS appearance since 2010. And we bring in Jimmy Laycock in his 4th decade as the head coach at William and Mary. Jimmy, I'm going to bring you back to your playing days. When you were at the Tribe, when you played for the Tribe, you played for Lou Holtz and Marv Levy. What were some of the lessons that you took away from those guys that you still use?
Well, I learned a lot. I think that's one of the things that got me going in coaching was that I had such a great foundation. Coach Levy was he was a stickler for details. He was very thorough in everything he did. And Coach Holtz, I was his first quarterback, and this was his first head coaching job. So I think both of us kind of learned a little bit together then.
And you've paid it forward. One of your former players is Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin. Coach, this Colonial League with 4 teams in the field, give us an idea of what it was to navigate this conference this season.
Well, it's a very, very difficult league. That's something we've learned for quite a while. And it's a great league. Commissioner Yeager and his staff, they do a great job promoting our league. And, like we tell our players, if a team shows up with CAA on their uniform, you better be ready for them because they're going to come to play. And it's a tough grind week in and week out, but our players have done a great job with that.
I know you know quite a bit about your potential second-round opponent, Richmond. What do you know about your first-round opponent, Duquesne?
I know they're from the Pittsburgh area. Other than that, I really don't know a whole lot. But I've got a great staff. Our coaches will do a great job in getting information and preparing our players this week.
Well, the scouting starts probably as soon as we're done here. Jimmy Laycock, the head coach for William and Mary. Good luck, Coach.
Thanks very much. Thanks for having me.
Anish Shroff, Jay Walker, Craig Hawbert. In case you missed any of it, the brackets have been revealed for the FCS playoffs. Top 8 national seeds will all get first-round byes. They'll host second-round games. Chattanooga, Coastal Carolina, New Hampshire, and Sam Houston State will host first-round games. Bottom half of the bracket, Montana, Northern Iowa, William and Mary, and Dayton will all host first-round games. You've got North Dakota State, 4-time defending champion, Illinois State, last year's national runner-up, all on the same side of the bracket. Enjoy the playoffs. It starts next week.